Oh yeah. Making some chili. Still need some time. Hello, fellow Pipers. Typing Piper here. Got some J.J. Abrams lens flare going on here. So, making some chili, hanging out with the kiddo, right? Where'd she go? There she is. So, about a week ago, did a video talking about the government shutdown, and yeah, apparently food stamps and WIC and a whole bunch of other programs are going to be affected. And I just saw a video where in Indiana, not far from where I live, it is actually, their cards are being turned down at supermarkets. And they have signs posted saying, if you have a SNAP card, basically don't shop because it won't work. They only figured it out after several customers came in, tried to buy groceries, ran their food stamp card, and it was declined. And initially the supermarket, because the news hasn't said anything about funding already being gone, they were checking with their card provider, their the machines that they run these cards on. They're like, oh nope, everything's fine. And they contacted the state, and the state was like, yeah, about those cards. So is it funny? Yeah, it's not funny. There's a lot of people that unfortunately depend on it, but for the most part it is a supplement to your income. And people want to blame the poor for even being on food stamps, but even with my job, I'm full-time, I'm a salary employee, I have good benefits. However, there are positions where I work that are part-time, and I work with a lot of part-time people who, they're in school. Full-time jobs are not available. They keep talking about, 300,000 new jobs were created this last month or quarter or whatever. And I'm thinking, yeah, and they're probably all freaking part-time, closer to minimum wage, and who cares if the job numbers is up? You're still not paying people jack shit to be able to afford anything. People can't afford mortgages. The housing market's taking a dump. You have overpriced houses to the point where nobody could afford to buy them even if they wanted them. You're creating jobs that don't support a household, which means that all these companies are basically welfare recipients themselves, because if they're not required to pay people what they can live off of, that means the government and the taxpayer is supplementing that lack of pay. It's called corporate welfare. And if you want to blame anybody for food stamps and WIC and the situation that people are in, you can blame the corporations. Telling them that $7 something an hour is okay to pay is complete bullshit. And I saw a video recently where somebody was talking about how their mother raised the family on minimum wage, and she could make a mortgage payment, she could feed her kids, all on minimum wage. So doesn't make any sense to me. And yeah, I don't know what the next month is going to bring. I unfortunately live in an area that probably has a lot of WIC and SNAP people who use that service. When you go to the local liquor store and it says we accept WIC, there's probably a good population that use it. So, it's just one of those signs that gives you a hint, like, wow, this is profitable for the liquor store. Cool. Yeah. And I've got some friends that also live in the area that I don't know how things are going to turn out. I don't see the Democrats really submitting to the president, and I think the president, can somebody change his diaper? Really? I mean, why is he such a whiny little bitch? Like, my toddler is is more agreeable than he is, and that's sad. Trump never left a terrible twos, and if you want to see his foreign policy, remember that old show Dinosaurs, where he had the baby dinosaur and it's going, I'm the baby, I'm the baby, I'm the baby, I'm the baby, I'm the baby. Yeah, just switch baby with Trump, and that's pretty much our president. So anyways, yeah, I was wrong. I'll admit that. I didn't think that the shutdown was going to go this long, and really my fear now is that when Trump keeps talking about, like, oh, I'm going to declare a national emergency, if any videos or any news comes out of, like, people panicking or freaking out or breaking and entering rises nationwide because of WIC or SNAP benefits being cut, it's like, I could actually see that asshole declaring, like, martial law or something. It's like, oh, our gated communities, they're being overrun. All I said was let them eat cake. So, yeah. Are you all done eating? Okay. So, that's my bit. WIC and SNAP are being cut. Who knows what the next month is going to bring, and I don't expect this government shutdown ending anytime soon. I don't think Trump is going to declare a national state of emergency, but I could see him doing some other stupid shit just to get back at the Democrats. So that's our reality. More to follow. Okay, so on a side note, I found a debt calculator. They actually have these online. Not too hard to find. Just typed in debt calculator on Google. And so first I tried using Dave Ramsey's. And what was interesting is he had this list of, what's your credit card debt? What's your monthly car payment? What's this? What's that? So basically it was like zero for everything. And the very last question was, what is your debt outside of these things, but not a mortgage? Well, zero. So I typed that in, and then it tells me that I have zero debt. Like, his website doesn't even include a mortgage as debt, which I thought was really weird. So I found a different calculator. And one was a debt snowball calculator. If you use this principle of, like, what's your smallest bill, and then it would tell you like how long, if you made certain payments, you could pay that off, and then snowball the money into the next thing, which is a great freaking idea. And of course, that doesn't work when the only thing you're really trying to figure out is how fast can I pay off a mortgage. So I found another one, and it was basically a mortgage. Kind of gave you a time frame as to if you paid a certain amount a month for X amount of time, like how long it would take. So I put in my $50,000 that I still owe on the house, 5% interest, yada yada yada, and then I was playing around with the numbers. And so currently, basically, if I doubled up my payments, hey, the floor is not hungry. No, it's not. Anyways, if I double up my payments and I'm paying something like $800 a month, I could actually pay off the house in just over 5 years. Just not bad. That takes like 15 years off the mortgage. Yeah, like 15 years. 15, 20 years. Yeah. So, something to think about. If you were looking into doing something like that, because personally, I can't imagine what not having a mortgage payment would be like. I mean, all I have to do is pay the $1,000 in taxes per year. Wow. So that's something I was playing with yesterday. As for looking at the cabin, we've scrapped that idea. I looked into it, I contacted a realtor, and there were some things about it. It was pretty much what I was looking for. But then, Sarah asked the question, do we really want to go $20,000 more in debt at this time when we're doing all these other things? We don't know what we're going to do with her dad's property. And I was like, yeah, you're right, I guess. Still would have been cool, but whatever, look at something like that when things are looking better. So that's about everything on my end. Hope everyone is taking care. It is snowing outside. It is in the 20s. About freaking time. And which means not smoking a pipe, if you hadn't noticed. So, could be a while before you start seeing that again. In the meantime, I hope everyone is staying safe. Beware the 1st of February. And hope everyone is, smoke them if you got them. Keep on typing.
Equipment. One thing I did do is bring you out some better protective clothing to wear, a little bit more adequate for what we're preparing for in this type of a scenario. This is a Tychem F, does a far better job for chemical, bio, and radiological protection. This is a powered air purifying respirator. It uses a blower motor, has a battery pack attached to it, and blows